all, I want to thank everyone who subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 200 subscribers. I'm happy that I achieved that. It took a long time for me. And let's see what happened the next year. I will continue my videos and I'm very thankful for everyone who subscribed to my channel. I hope you get some value out of it. Is it about traveling to Japan or just living in Japan? If you have any question, please let me know. I will try to attend to your question. Okay, let's move on to my video about the Japanese language proficiency test number 5 and my experience. Welcome! Today I will talk about Japanese language proficiency test number 5. I took it on 1st of December here in Japan. Japanese language proficiency tests. I took number 5, which is beginner level. Number 1 obviously is fluent level, and number 2 is for most of the employer want to have Japanese language proficiency test number 2, so you can work in Japan. I'm using this book, Minno Nihongo, beginner level 1. Edition number 2. This is mostly grammar. I can speak Japanese. I can communicate most of the situation. So it is an appointment, or how are you, how is the weather and all this. But really basic. I have to say I'm not very talented with languages. Also I speak a few languages, but for me, it's really hard work to succeed. I told my friend that I do the Japanese language proficiency test number 5, and she told me that she has a friend, and this friend is doing Japanese language proficiency test number 4, and she's only 1 year in Japan. So there comes age, talent, and how much time you have to learn. I'm learning each week 2 hours with a private teacher, and beside this, that maybe 4 hours additionally, so altogether 6 hours in a week. And I had half a year at the German school Tokyo Yokohama with my Japanese teacher. Then I learned on my own for 3 years just kanji, and in this case the kanji from primary 1 I think is enough to learn, and I moved on to this book. But I think it's enough for the Japanese language proficiency test to finish this book. As I said before, it's just grammar. You need really the grammar to understand Japanese. If you don't know the grammar, in my case, I cannot speak, that's for sure. It's very confusing for me and it takes a long time. I can manage somehow, but yeah. Anyhow, so I wanted to see what level I am in Japanese. That's why I start really with the number 5. Some are jumping this, but I'm not that kind of person. And I really do not want to quit, so I continue this until I master this language, no matter how long it takes for me. Yeah, let's move on to how I register for the test. You go to this website and register there, and then you can apply for the test, whatever test you want to take. Sometimes they cannot tell you where's the test center at that time. I got my information about it, I think in the beginning of November or mid of November. I got this information and where's the test center. In my case it was at Yokohama National University. The National University is a huge complex, and the day before we went to the wedding of my niece. So I came from Tokyo. We were 2 hours early. We arrived at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. The test was at 12:30. It was a good thing because it was really hard to find the room. We were not allowed to take any notes or whatsoever at the test site. I was not allowed to take anything from the test center. So the actually question I cannot show to you, but what I can show to you is this book and talk about this book. The book you can order from the Japanese language proficiency test registration site under books and references and scroll down. This test has 3 parts. It's language knowledge, text and word. Then we have grammar and reading, comprehension and listening. On the website you can find under the folder sample questions and 5 examples. So the first question shows a kanji, and they asked you if you know how to write it in hiragana. Atarashi, it's in this case. Atarashi kuruma desu ne. So you click on it and then immediately you get the result. Again, the next question, I just click on something and it shows me that I'm wrong. With the book you just have all questions in front of you and can go over and over. It's really good to practice the test and prepare for it. Now my impression from that day. First of all, it's winter. When you wait outside it's cold. There is a Lawson around the corner and most probably everywhere beside or close to a testing center. So this shouldn't be the biggest problem, but once you're sitting in the room for a longer time, it's really, really cold. And the first testing time is 50 minutes, if I remember this correctly. And after that you have a 20-minute break. So we were sitting in the room, there were around, I counted it, 100 seats, and maybe 4 or 6 seats were empty. There was a clock on the wall, but they covered it. Why they covered it, either the clock was not working, why they didn't want us to see the time, I don't know. I only know if I take the next test, I will bring my own mechanical watch, because the first test I took, I found it very easy, the kanji and the vocabulary basically. But the time was too short. I'm a slow reader. So really, the last question I was thinking about it, and in this moment, the guy in front, there were actually 3 people who supervised the room. I think it was 3 or 4, or maybe 4 people. And the guy said, oh, put your pencils down. In this moment, I just wrote the last answer for the first part of the test. And after that I was really nervous because the next would be the grammar and comprehension. And this is my weak part. So after we came back from our break, I was really nervous, so I decided I just read it and answer. I will not hesitate. So at least I can answer everything and then go back. So thank God it worked out. I was actually quite early ready, so it took another maybe 10 minutes. What I want to say, one of the supervisors called out 2 guys and they put the numbers in front at the blackboard. So another warning and they might be out. So they are very, very strict. You couldn't wear your hat. Everything is said in Japanese, which I understand, but on the other hand, we are all beginners, so yeah, it was a little bit, you could see people couldn't understand it. For example, you have to put your mobile phone into a plastic wrap and put it on the table. So this was a little bit confusing. Or people have to put down their hat and stuff like this. So you could see people wouldn't understand it. Maybe 30% wouldn't understand it. Oh, by the way, this was a bunch of people from mostly Asia. There were only a few or Caucasian. Third test listening I found easy because I learned it a lot and they spoke slowly. However, I think they should have repeated the question and answers one time. Otherwise, everything went well. It was very cold. The first round, I could sit without my coat. The second round, I needed my coat. And the third round, I started shivering. It was that cold in the room. Yeah, did I pass the test? I'm not so sure. For me, the grammar is the most difficult part. Particles, how to place the particles, and reading under pressure. This was difficult for me. So, let's see. It doesn't matter if I passed it or not. For me, it's important. I know where I am and pick up from there. But actually, I hope I passed it. I hope. And that was my experience with the Japanese language proficiency test. Next time I would do it in summer, not in winter again. This is nothing for me, sitting there freezing, because I'm more busy with shivering than answering the question. Yeah. And I bring my own mechanical watch, that's for sure. What else would I do? I actually brought 5 pencils to make sure nothing breaks or cannot work or whatever. It was a little bit crazy. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. The results will be out beginning of February. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's mid of December 2019. Soon is Christmas, soon is the New Year. So I see you next week, Thursday again. I will be on time and it will be a video about March in Japan. Tschüss!